Hello, lovelies. I didn't have a video to upload today, so I said, well, you know what? Maybe I'll show you what I've been doing with the new little toy that I got. Um, as you can see, it's really like a no-brand mini fake Addi with the handle, and it works the same where you weave into the little hooks and then spin it, and it has caused me some aggravation the last 2 days since I've had it, but it's not bad for what I paid for it. Geez, yeah, I mean, definitely. I wanted to get the regular Addi, which is I think like 150, I think, and this was $27. Then it was $6 off on Prime, so I'm thinking it was like a little over $20, and it actually serves the purpose for what I wanted it for, was just to make some tube socks. So not that I'm going to sell any of these socks. So they do miss, it does miss stitches. The gear does slip, and you have to not have any tension on the yarn when you're using it, because it'll just like slip. It doesn't have enough gear power in there to actually pull the yarn with tension like an Addi. The Addi, you can actually hold the tension and it skips less. But what I did make, the first pair I made was these little blue ones. And I just cinched the bottoms like you do with the hats. I didn't feel like, I mean, I could have pulled it and weaved the ends in to make it more flat, but I was just really anxious to get these done. So rang them up, and it looks like they're really super skinny, but they totally stretch. They actually fit the man that lives here, and he's got pretty good sized feet. And then what I did when I took it off of, at the end of these, if you've never had one, you have to like go to the point. Maybe I'll do a video at one point on showing these and the Addi. And you have to hook it with you could go with a needle, which I did on this end, each of the threads. And then when you get it all off and you turn it as you go to each one and unhook it. And then once you're done, just, you could pull it and you get a cinch tie and then tie it. What I did here was to take it off of the loom. I used the crochet hook and crocheted a stitch onto each of the knitted stitches that I was pulling off of the machine. So I was able to do a couple rows of crochet on the top, which I was hoping would give it, a little bit more of a tightness there so that it would stay up. And they do fit. And they were, they're not super warm, because once they're in your feet, it spreads out. So it's not like it's nice knitted woolly socks, but they did all right. And you could see, like in here, it was pulling. I don't know if you could see it on there, but it was pulling a little bit here and there. And so the next pair that took me, about 4 times. Oh, I forgot to say what yarn I used. This was Hobie Travadio or something like that. There was like 160 something yards. This was one ball of it. And so what I did, because I have a lot of this yarn, is, I tied them together, is I did just like you do the hats, where you do 2 layers and then turn one into the other. So this is double thick. So I literally went the entire skein, and it's pretty long. I will say I haven't tried these ones on yet, because I just finished this last night. But it's double the thickness, and you could see, let's see, I think so here you go. You could see where the stitches, I'm hoping you can see that. See how the stitches just didn't take. I don't know enough about knitting. I don't know anything about knitting. So I don't know why it did that, but it kind of joins them together. I don't know. But anyway, it's double the thick. And I haven't, like I said, I haven't tried them on yet. I may get a hook and hook into the top part and make a ridge around the top so that you'll know that that's the 2 layers, because this is literally 2 layers of it. And it has a stretch, so I'm sure they'll fit. Rusty wants a pair of thigh highs, but she doesn't want them with the feet, so we'll figure that one out. Also, too, since we're in the sock mode here, I did finish the little booties things that I was making in another video. I think I did like 7 stitches and then added and kind of increased, and then kept it the same. And then I increased when I was getting past to where the top of, or the, what do you call that thing on the bottom? Arch. And then kept going, and to here, I don't know. Then to do the heel, I marked, I might just have to show you on a tutorial at some point, but I marked like the top part here and then just went around to the other marking and then decreased 1, you know, don't chain 1, go to the second stitch in, so you're decreasing. And I just did that back and forth until it got to like this point. So that gave it a heel, sorta, which I went maybe too high on that, I don't know. And then went all the way around and just continually did a circle. So it's kind of like an ankle high booty. And of course, these are definitely much warmer. This was a crocheted, and it's a thicker yarn. This was, I think, a 4 yarn, if I remember correctly. I thought maybe it was this kind of yarn. No, wasn't that. Never mind. I don't remember now what yarn I used on that, but yeah, so I did make those. So those are the socks I made. I did do a quick red hat on the Addi, because I wanted to do the grape hats and the apple hats and the pumpkin. I gave the pumpkin hats away already, but I didn't. Oh, look at that, yuck. I didn't do it long enough to where I could have turned it inside out. So I just unhooked it with the thread, with the needle and the ending of the yarn, I should say, and left it, and then it just kind of curled on its own because it's, you know, a knitting machine. And then I thought, okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to leave it like that, you know, right? And it could be like a little slouchy hat with a curled edge. So I did that. And then the only other thing I did, well, no, not the only other thing. One of the other things I did, just made a quick hat. This, I believe, is, that's not the, it might be this one, the Premier Merwoods. But I just did a little cap, and I didn't tie those ends in yet, but on a little scarf, because it is, remember, Rose Likes Crochet, capital B, is collecting hats and scarf sets. You could include mittens or foozy, what do you call them? Fingerless gloves. She's collecting those for Wings, the Wings program for domestic violence. So if you make any of those up, either send them to Rose at Rose Likes Crochet, capital B, or you could do like I'm doing and donate it to my own local violence or domestic violence homeless shelter. But that's it. That's pretty much what I've been doing. I literally had a horrible nightmare and then just got up, so I'm still kind of funky about that dream, because your self-conscious mind can't tell the difference between dreams and reality. So it takes a little while to get over that dreamy, like, was that reality? Because there was a spider that was poisonous that Rusty brought into the place where we were. I think it was my home in the dream, and it got loose. So yeah, so I woke up not being able to. We hadn't found the spider before I woke up, and I remember in my dream saying, "Don't wake up yet. We got to find him before we wake up, because then he'll be loose in the house." So my brain's a little fried this morning. So hopefully I'll get a little more chipper, and I might do a sock giveaway. So, you know, stay tuned for maybe a sock giveaway. All right, guys. Love you. Be well. Have a wonderful day.